Good evening, everyone. We're live in the pits of Motorcast. This is your host, Dave. I got Pro Mod driver on the line, Jason Harris. How you doing, Jason?
Good. How you doing?
Pretty good, Jason. So, how'd it go last year, 2017 season? How'd you do?
We did okay. You know, it was a rebuilding year for us, man. We started out the year with with kind of a new motor, a new car combination, and just we used it as an experimental year, and we tried some different things, but it ended up going to fifth in the world. It being a pass world championship, sometimes it's a little hard to swallow doing that bad. But I feel like it was a rebuilding year. We ended the year on a good note, and we've started this year on a great note.
So, how many events did you run last year?
We total of 10 PDRA races and probably about 5 what we call outlaw events. No rules, just local stuff here in North Carolina and different places in Virginia. So we probably run about 15 or 20 total.
Okay. Now you got a Chevy Camaro SS, right?
Yep, 69. Yep, 1969.
What kind of engine you got in there?
I got a 959 cubic inch Cat Music powered fuel injected motor.
You run a nitrous oxide?
We do. We run nitrous oxide. We run about 5 stages. Excuse me. We run 300 horsepower on a couple, and then about 500 on the other 3, probably. So we've got a total of like 3,000 horsepower with the nitrous oxide and the motor.
So now, Jason, when did it all begin for you for drag racing? How'd you get into it?
Well, my father started in like the late '70s street racing and stuff, and then when I came along, in 1980, he was doing it pretty hardcore as far as track wise, and so I basically grew up at the track. And so when I was about 12 or 13, we got a Mustang, and he would drive it to the track for me and just let me make some passes. So, and we used to do some local stuff here called Saturday Night Showdown, where we run index racing at the strip. And now, basically, back then, you just race for a trophy, and it just kind of snowballed from there. We started doing the bracket racing stuff and running dragsters, and just I had the need for speed, and I wanted to go fast and fast. I just got hit by a speed bug and wanted to do heads-up pro mod stuff. And so we started that in about 2008, and it's been pretty good, all downhill from there so far.
Now, with this Party Time Pro Mod, what's the fastest run time you've had with it?
Fastest run time in Party Time car, we've been 369 at 204 in 660 feet.
Now, where was that at?
That was at a local track here we call the Lot Motorsports Park.
Now, currently, is your family still involved with your drag racing?
Yeah. My dad, they help out a lot. He's actually the head manager for PDRA, so he's really involved in drag racing. And then my family goes with me. My wife's a nurse, so she has a schedule she can set up to go with us on races. And I've got 2 small kids, so they're not quite big enough where they can miss some school and not really hurt anything. And they go with me to every event.
So do the kids like drag racing yet?
Yeah. I mean, I got a little boy, he loves it. My little girl, she likes the social aspect of it. She doesn't really, care for the loud part of it.
So you think you get the little boy behind the wheel of a junior dragster?
Yeah. I just traded for one not too long ago for a motor. We had a street motor here, and a guy wanted to get rid of one. We've got to sit in the corner just waiting for whichever one they want to do it. Junior dragsters just started to come about when I was getting about the time that I could get one, and about the time that they became pretty popular, I was too old for them, so I didn't really get the chance to experience so much of it. But it seems like it's a pretty big thing now, and the families, everybody gets involved. Hopefully he'll do it.
So now, how old is your boy now?
He's 3, going on 4, yep.
Yeah, he's getting there.
Yeah, he's getting there. My little girl's 7. She's old enough now to drive, but, I'm not going to force it on them. I'm going to let them make their own decision. I want them to love it like I do, and, as I got older, the more I love the sport. I've been in it so long. I've been in it all my life, so, being that I've been in it, I don't really know anything else other than that, so I want to be able to them to experience that I do. The hard parts of working and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the kids are very important to get into drag racing. They're like the future.
That's right. I mean, you see a lot of the younger kids going to the tracks nowadays with the, Mustangs and things they can buy. And I'm sure Street Outlaws has helped that with the show and stuff. But, yeah, we see a lot more youth getting involved in it, and that's what's going to keep the drag racing alive.
Yep. So will you get a lot of kids in the pit area to come sit in the car and stuff like that?
Definitely, yeah. I get a lot of kids come to the pits. That's the one good thing about our sport is, they can come over and get in the pits, touch the car, talk to me directly, where you can't do that in other motorsports events, and even some of the higher-end NHRA stuff, it's hard to get right there with the car. But I have a lot of kids that want to come and sit in the car, and I'm a pretty personal guy, so people come by. We're always kidding around and joking in the pits with my crew, and so a lot of kids come over there and watch, us throw wrenches at each other and play jokes on each other. So, I like it when the kids come by and I can find their shirts and their different things they have.
Yeah. We need to get these kids out to video games.
Yeah. Get them off the video games and get the cell phone out from under them so they can.
Yeah, they go to drag race, they're still glued to the phone.
Yeah. I couldn't hear what you say.
I said you go to the drag strip with the kids, some of them are still glued to the phone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And social media and parts of it's kind of good for the sport, but in bad in the other ways where they don't get out and experience the smell, the rubber, and the sound.
And some of them got those iPads they carry around.
Yeah. They video a lot of it, and that's been a big part of drag racing. Kind of get the name out there in the last, I'd say, 3 or 4 years is a lot of the Facebook Live and different things that kids do, and they like to show their friends what's going on, and that's been a good part of. But it's still nothing's like being there, seeing the noise and the action and everything that's going on. Yeah,
that's why I say like interviews, even with like nitromethane, like funny cars, right? You gotta get there and smell the nitromethane and. Get the teary eyes from the nitromethane from the funny cars.
Yeah, that's right. If nobody's ever experienced a nitro car, man, it's a once in a lifetime experience. And if you take somebody and they have no idea, just the pure sound and the power that you feel, in your chest is just amazing.
So would you ever drive a nitromethane car?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So how many crew members do you have, and who are your crew members?
I've got a couple of part-time guys that help me. I got a guy named Paul, and he helps me when he can. He's a tool and die operator here in North Carolina, and he helps me when he can. We can get off work. My main crew guy is Jamie Thompson. He's actually in my family. He married my first cousin and lives across the street from me, and he's been in it for a long time, kind of like I was. He grew up with it, and now he married into my family, so. He kind of got the best of both worlds, but I can't do it without him. He's my right hand. He kind of keeps everything, straight for me. And then I've got the guys that actually own the car is Brad and Jimmy Boone. They love it. They've been in it for several years, and Brad's about my age, but we're both about 38 years old, and we share the same passion to it. But fortunately, I get to drive it, and I was blessed with a little bit of talent to drive the cars, and I'm a little bit smaller than he is, so it's easier for me to get in the car. And Brad really helps me, and we've got a good crew, and we all get together and have a good time. And party time fits us pretty good because we carry more beer with us than we do anything, and so we have a good time at the racetrack, regardless whether we do good or bad.
Yeah, so as soon as the race is over for the night, then it's beer time, huh?
Yes, beer time, that's right. Sometimes beer time for them before the race is over with. I'm the only one that has to kind of watch when I do it. But, if we're having a bad day, there has been known to be a beer or two at lunch for them if they're having a bad day. But definitely when the night's over with and it's time to rebuild motors or, put up things, it's beer drinking time then.
Okay. Now besides your father, who else is inspirational to you? Like any other drivers out there?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the heyday of drag racing where I've seen a lot of nitro guys that really put on, good shows. And I mean, Kenny Bernstein's always been a big figure to me. I mean, he did great things back in the '80s and '90s where he was a great mentor. He did a lot of stuff that really inspired a young racer like me. I met him when I was probably 8 years old at Bristol, and ever since then, it's been a good experience to meet Kenny and watch him through his conquest and his son. It's kind of the same situation me and my dad are in. He started and his son kind of followed. But him and I'd say Ricky Smith in the pro mod world. Ricky Smith's been around for a long time, and he runs the same car. I've had the privilege of racing against him a few times. I've lost against him a few times, but he's a great guy and a great competitor.
Have you ever gone against Lizzie Moosey?
Oh, yeah. I just won against Lizzie. She had some car trouble in Bradenton the first race of the year, just kind of like I say, an outlaw race. And she had me and her in the finals, and she had a little car trouble and couldn't make the pass. But we've met several times. I'd say we're probably tit for tat. I beat her as much as she's beat me.
Have you raced Jake Cox?
Oh, yeah. Me and Jake are probably about the same. We're probably tit for tat. I've raced just about everybody under the sun at one time or another, whether they be really good or really bad.
Yeah, Tommy Franklin.
Yeah, me and Tommy are good friends. We talk and we've raced, and we've had a lot of meetings together. He's probably one up on me so far lately. He's had a good couple of years.
How'd you do against Tommy Gray?
Tommy Gray? I don't know if I've run Tommy Gray much. Yeah, Tommy runs blower.
Yeah.
And I may have seen Tommy in some outlaw stuff, but I don't know if I've actually raced it. Maybe once or twice.
No. Now, what was it like to get behind the wheel for the first time with the Pro Mod?
It was different, coming from a dragster part of it. Dragsters are pretty much easy to drive. You kind of just point them and they do their thing. Getting behind a Pro Mod's a totally different animal. I mean, it's a bull. You just got to learn how to control it, and you got to learn how to feel to drive it with your hips. And I've crashed a few. Some growing pains, but you live and you learn with them. But it's definitely an experience. It's over before it starts, and then it happens so quick you don't really realize it's happening until it's over. So, but it's just like everything else, just like us going 60, 70 mile an hour down the road. Eventually, it starts to slow down in your mind. You get control of it. And if anybody's ever rode a motorcycle seems really fast when you first get on, and then all of a sudden, after you've rode it for a month, it doesn't really feel that fast. And it's the same way with a race car. So
now what kind of dragster do you drive? Alcohol?
No, we run a Top Dragster, which is basically a Pro Mod dragster. Nitrous or blower, and we run some quarter-mile stuff up Michigan, different places.
Was that a nostalgia dragster or just regular top fuel dragster?
Just regular rear-engine dragster. Not quite top fuel, like baby top fuel, they call it.
Yeah. So, how about when you got the car, you keep it at home in the shop?
Yeah, we have a shop here at the house.
So you do most of the work yourself then?
Yeah, between me and Jamie. Jamie's my fabricator, and he kind of keeps cars up during the week, and I'm a full-time mechanic, so we come over, and we got, a lot of guys come over on the weekends. Saturdays is race car day, if I don't have the kids or something, and they come over, and we rebuild the motor and drink some beer, eat some pizza or wings, whatever's going on, and kind of put it together and get ready to go to the next one.
So when you get ready for a weekend of drag racing, what goes in preparation?
Well, most of the time after we get home, we try to take a day or so break. But then, like Saturday, if we're going to get ready for the next race, most of the time we rebuild the motor. We go from top to bottom, checking everything, making sure everything's okay, put it back together, try to rebuild the transmission, just go through it. It's just, preparation, just kind of checking everything, because in our line of work, you spend all weekend for 3 seconds of work. For 3 seconds of glory. So, it's a lot of work that needs to go into it just to make sure everything goes right. So we go over the car from top to bottom, clean everything up, refill the trailer with all the parts and stuff we need that we've used over the weekend, and basically get everything shined up back to new, and just put it in the trailer and head on to the next one.
Now, do you have any sponsors for the car?
Hoosier Race Tire, they've been behind me since I started racing, which is, way back in the late 90s, early 2000s. They sponsor me with tires, and they've been a great company. They really look after the small guy in our sport. I got a company called Mid-Atlantic Infrastructure. They do a lot of underground plumbing and piping and things. They're the main bread and butter behind it. And Brad and Jimmy Boone, they own the company, and they sponsor the car. I've got several other just small independent companies that come in and give me money when they can. Just any help I can get always comes in handy, and you get a lot of exposure because with some working class people that we go and see at the local drag strips, I mean, just like everybody else, they mow grass or hammer nails or work in dealerships. So a lot of companies want to get exposure to the working class guy, the guy that's going to spend money. This is drag racing is a good way to get that out there.
Yeah, that's true. Now, have you ever been to Route 66 in Joliet, Illinois?
I've never been there. I've been to a lot of drag strips all over the world. That's probably one of the few I've never been to. I've always wanted to go there. Mike Ricci and them guys always talk about how great it is. I've always heard of the Wise Guys. We talk about the Wise Guys, and that's been a known thing over the course of the country, and we've actually got a local series here that started way back in the early 2000s called the Big Dog Series, and it was based off the Wise Guys.
Yeah, Wise Guys have been going for at least 24, 25 years now this year. I don't know.
Yeah, they're a good group of guys. I mean, they're true hardcore old school pro mod guys.
Yeah, Mike Ricci had a great year last year.
He did, yeah. Mike's crew is a lot like our crew, man. They go and have a good time. They party when they can. They race when they can, and they just try to have a great time and do the best they can and hope everything kind of falls into place. And last year, Mike had a great year. It was good to see them guys do good.
Yeah, you should try to come out to Route 66 for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Chicago's quite a haul for me. It's like 20 hours, but it'd be cool to come out there and race again, especially because I haven't been there. But you guys run a lot of quarter mile, and here in the South, 8th mile kind of our tracks are smaller, so a lot of tracks are 8 mile. But it'd be cool to come to.
Yeah. Now, do you have any events planned so far for this season?
Yeah, you're talking about just events in general. We're going to run the PDRA. We've got some outlaw stuff, and we're coming up to Michigan. That's about as close as we come to you guys that way. We go to US 131 Dragway, and we head to Ohio. We've got about 8, 9 around here that we're going to hit, and we have a lot of outlaw events here where there's not really any rules. You just kind of run what you brung, and hope you brought enough.
Now, what are some of your favorite tracks to run on, Jason?
I really enjoy any of the NHRA Top Fuel tracks. It was a real good honor to race on the Indy track last year. I'd say my favorite track around here locally is go out Motorsports Park here in Benson, North Carolina. I mean, it's a top-notch facility. I mean, it's as nice as Charlotte or Vegas or any track I've ever been to. Virginia International Raceway, DMP, those guys they have a great facility. They have they're redoing a lot of the stuff now that's kind of went the wayside in the last couple of years, but they're really stepping their game up. So that's another great track I've won a lot of races at.
Now, where do you get your fire suit from?
I special my fire suit in. I have 2 of them, actually. I have one from Impact Racing. We were a 20-layer fire suit, which is the same thing the fuel guys wear. And I have a Simpson also, just because they get kind of nasty and smelly in the summertime, so we try to rotate them out as best we can.
Now, with the Party Time Pro Mod, you haven't had no accidents or near accidents at all yet?
No, knock on wood. No. I mean, we've had some close calls and different things, but just like anything else, it just depends on how far you push it. You just gotta have wits about you when you're driving and make sure you don't overdo it. It's always easier to lift off and race another day than just try to get that win and have something happen.
So what have been the milestones of your drag racing career?
I mean, obviously winning the championship in 2014 in Pro Nitrous Pro Mod. I mean, that was I went to all 8 finals and won 6 of the 8. So I mean, I had a great year that year. It's probably one of the best years that anybody in drag racing will ever have. I mean, I was basically undefeated for about 30 rounds. I'd won 30 rounds consecutively. That was probably the biggest milestone. I've won a lot of the big races. I've won a lot of national events through IHRA back when I was running the dragster stuff. But as far as heads-up racing, man, 2014 was probably one of the best. I won every race from here to Tulsa, Oklahoma there was. I mean, it was one of those years where I couldn't miss.
So now, throughout your drag race career, have you won any trophies?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got plenty of trophies. I got trophies running out my yin-yang here. I got a lot of nice big trophies. I won, Pro Driver of the Year. I've won a lot of local stuff here that they give away a ceramic big dog. It's a ceramic bulldog as a trophy. I mean, there's a lot of trophies that I can hold true to my heart. I got one from Dick Edelbrock, the late Dick Edelbrock, where he gave for appreciation in my win in 2014, and with sponsored by Edelbrock then.
Now, you ready for some fun questions, Jason?
All right, yeah.
All right. Now, if someone said, "Hey, Jason, here's $150 million. Can you build me a drag race track?" Where would you build the track, and what kind of features would you put into the track?
Where would I build the track? I'd probably build it right here in Raleigh. I mean, we got a lot of sportsman area right here in Raleigh. There's a lot of drag racers here in North Carolina. We probably have more drag strips per square mile than any state there is. I mean, we've got Charlotte and Goliath and places like that. But I think, right here in Raleigh, man, we could really build a heck of a drag strip. And I would probably figure out how to make it a covered drag strip so rain would not affect it. An indoor drag strip would be awesome.
Yeah.
And do a heated, launch pad where we could change, you could keep a constant temperature on the track because track surface temperature is important to us. If we could do an indoor drag strip, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, as long as you've got some good venting.
Yeah, you just got the vent. Yeah, but I mean, they do it. They run those monster trucks. I've been to a couple monster truck shows, and they put off more fumes than we do, I think.
Now, do you have any hobbies outside of drag racing?
Yeah, I actually have probably too many hobbies. I'm one of those guys, I'm a hobby freak. I mean, I'll pick up something for a little while and just run with it and overdo it. I'm a big sportsman. I do a lot of hunting. I do a lot of fishing. I do a little bit of everything. Do a lot of shooting, shoot some guns. I'm lucky enough I kind of live out in the country here, so I'm able to go out and do some hunting and fishing on a regular basis. I shoot a lot of archery. Like you say, I do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, the wife and I, we love fishing.
Yeah. I've fished for years, and now I've gotten really back into it in the last 2 or 3 years ago, and now, I mean, it seems like that's all I want to do. And, of course, when I want to go fishing, it's like 9 below here, or 9 degrees here.
Yeah, right now it's 9 degrees here in Illinois.
No, it's not quite that cold here. We got up to about 50 today here. We got 10 inches of snow about 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, and that paralyzed us for about 5 days. We can't deal with it. We don't have the plows and stuff to get through here.
So how's the Nostalgia Pro Stock scene out there? You got them out there?
We do have some Nostalgia Pro Stock guys starting up out here. We have some of the guys that were running Top Sportsman and it's converted some of their cars over to Nostalgia Pro Stock, and it's interesting. I mean, it's not really something I would have ever thought of, but it's cool to see it. We got some Darrell Alderman look-alike cars here. We got some, I think somebody's doing a Bob Glidden tribute car this year. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see the old Pro Stock, because new Pro Stock's not really hitting much anymore. I mean, it's kind of gone by the wayside, so it's good to see the old school stuff come back.
Yeah, you get the long smoky burnouts and some dry hopping going on.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I grew up watching, and I think that would, a lot of the kids nowadays would get into that if they'd seen that. I think we become a little too mainstream at times. Yeah,
because my dad used to take me to drag races when I was like 4 or 5. I used to see the funny cars like in dragster like Don Perdome and Snake and Mongoose and all them doing the dry hopping and long burnouts. Yeah.
Yep, definitely. That was the way it was. I mean, even Pro Mods here, Pro Mods in the South, that's where it started. And same thing. I can show you some old videos of some guys doing dry hops through rosin and, you know, old stick cars, no automatics. You know, everything was clutch. You know, it was a lot of driver into it.
Yeah. So now, if you ever have time to go on vacation, do you have a favorite vacation spot?
I never have time to go on vacation. The vacation I like to go to is at the racetrack. That is vacation. No, I live kind of close to the coast here. We live about 2 hours from the coast, so, you know, I kind of live in the central part of the state, so I can be in the mountains in 2 hours and in the coast in 2 hours. And we go to a place called Sunset Beach here in North Carolina, and it's a nice, relaxing spot. I'm not much of a relaxer. I like to go and have fun, and I try to make it where we schedule our vacation around a car show or something down there, so I can kind of at least get a little bit of, you know, Motorhead stuff going in
Yeah.
for a little while.
Yeah. Okay, so now, Jason, what's your favorite food?
Any kind of Italian food. I mean, any pasta, anything like that. That's my favorite food.
Now, does your wife cook?
She tries.
Is there any dish of hers that you like?
Yeah, I mean, when she tries, she can do a really good lasagna.
Okay. Now, what's your favorite beverage? Non-alcoholic and alcoholic. What's your favorite beverages?
Sweet tea. We're from the South, and we gotta have sweet tea. It's bad for you. I try not to drink it. I always make a New Year's resolution. I'm not gonna drink sweet tea as much as I do, but it's just so hard here. Just plain old Bud Light. I'm not one of those IPA guys or no fancy beer or nothing like that. Just good old Bud Light or Michelob Ultra or something like that. That's all I'm asking for.
Okay. Now, favorite music?
Wow. I'm probably one of the weirdest guys you'll ever meet. I like a little bit of everything. I mean, but truthfully, my favorite music is probably 90s grunge, alternative rock.
90s grunge, you mean like Nirvana, stuff like that?
Nirvana, Soundgarden,
Pearl
Stone Temple
Jam.
Pilots, somebody like that.
Yeah, Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam, that's kind of what I grew up. We listen to a lot of country around here, but it's that's true. My heart, I love some Nirvana and just anything I can get. Late '90s grunge.
Yeah, most of the drag racers that I interview, they want to hear some rock.
Yeah, I'm not bad. I like some Metallica. I'm right there with you. I can get some Metallica, I'm not into the death metal. I mean, I can listen to it, but I could, anything gets your blood pumping.
Yeah. So now, on a race day, do you have any certain eating habits, or you eat regularly, or you don't eat at all?
I don't eat at all. That's true. That's just something. I'm very superstitious. So no matter what happens that day, I'll eat a breakfast or something, but I normally don't eat until I get done racing, and then by the time I get done racing, I'm so tired I don't want to eat.
Does your crew do a lot of barbecuing?
Yeah, that's one thing we're known for, man. We cook some steaks up. We got Jimmy who cooks up the steaks and baked potatoes, and his wife. They bring more food than they do anything, and everybody knows if you're hungry to come to our pits because they're gonna have something. And it's a shame I really don't eat much when I race, but because I miss a lot of good food. But everybody comes by and they know that's where to go is to the party time pits. You're gonna get some beer and some steak.
Now, Jason, if you were able to do time traveling and go back in time, would you do anything differently?
That's a trick question. Yeah, I probably would. I mean, I definitely would go back to. I had 2 crashes in '08 and '09, and I'd probably try to go back and prevent them because they were some costly mistakes that almost ruined my career and kind of put my wife and my family at a lot of stress. And they were growing pains. I mean, I definitely learned from them, but I would probably try to take them back.
Okay, now, if you were in drag racing, what do you think you'd be doing?
have no idea. Probably be a
just hunting and
stump.
fishing.
I don't know. I mean, when people think of drag racing around here, they know that's me. I mean, if they think of any kind of high performance car, my name will come up. Who knows? I don't know what I would be doing. Maybe a professional bass fisherman. They seem to make a lot of money.
Yeah. No. What's your favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time. Something I watch all the time. Predator.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
I like Predator. Even the new one, I kind of like it. Yeah.
How about the Alien vs. Predator one?
I do. I like all the Predator. The only one I don't like is like Predator 2 when they go into the city. I just never could get into that one. But the Alien vs. Predator and the Predators, the new one, it's really good. Yep.
Now, do you watch TV at all?
I do. Probably more than I should.
Are there any shows that you binge watch?
Sons of Anarchy, when it was on, it was really good. I watch, it's probably nerdy to tell you, but I watch a lot of like Travel Channel and Discovery and History. I watch anything comes on those. Not really. I'm kind of like an all-around guy, whatever comes on.
Now, what's your pet peeve?
Pet peeve. Probably people that lie. I can't stand somebody lies. It drives me crazy. That's about it. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty easy to get along with. I got an even temper, but, you push my buttons, you lie to me or tell me something you're going to do something you don't, that just drives me insane.
Okay, now what's been the fondest memory of your drag racing career?
Being able to win with my dad there. Me and him, we raced together a lot. He raced and I raced at the same time, and we traveled the country a lot together. We've never won the same event, together in different classes, but being able to win with him there and not kind of be a part of the, because he's kind of a part of the PDRA, so he doesn't really get to enjoy me winning as much. He's kind of got to be bipartisan on it. He can't really enjoy it like he is. But we won a race here in 2013 that was like the last race of the year. It was a pretty big race, and we won it, and he was able to be a part of that on the crew side. That was probably one of the best moments I've ever had.
Okay. Now, what can we look forward to out of the Party Time car for the 2018 season?
Hopefully a lot of wins. We started out the season good so far, and we got a win at the Outlaw U.S. Nationals down in Florida already this year. We had a lot of luck that kind of helped us, but we ran good all weekend, and we were probably one of the top two cars to beat. We're more consistent than everybody, and that's what got us in the winner's circle, and I hope that we can continue on. I mean, we're going to try really hard. I got a good crew behind me, and, in drag racing, like I told you before, preparation, it leads to a lot of victories. As long as you're prepared and you go in and don't have a lot of stupid things happen, you can win a lot of races. And that's what I plan on doing this year, is being prepared and getting to the racetrack and trying. I'm not a world record setter. I'm not going to go out there and try to set a world record or anything like that. I just want to win races, and that's what we plan on doing this year.
So how do you do against Mike Riccia when you go against Mike Riccia?
I couldn't beat Mike Riccia if he gave me a half a car. See, them guys are too fast. I mean, they run, half a second faster than we do almost. Mike's a good guy and he's a good driver, but his car, that thing's, it's a little baby top fuel car with doors, and being nitrous only, they'd have to spot me some.
Yeah. Now, if people want to see your schedule, where you're going to be, what's the best way to find it, like on Facebook or anything?
Yeah, they can go to my Facebook page, Jason Harris Racing, or Jason Crystal Harris. They can go to PDRA660.com and check out their schedule. I'm sure, we don't really come up to the Midwest that much anymore. We come up to, like I say, Michigan, places like that, but they can check us out. They can look me up on Instagram, RacingJason933, or on Snapchat, Racing Jason. We've always got something going on, but like I say, Facebook and PDRA 660 keep you informed.
Okay, sounds good, Jason. Do you have any final words for the fans that are listening in?
No, just go out to your drag strip, man, whether it be local or wherever it is. Just try it one time, and you'll be hooked. I mean, just you don't do anything but go out there and eat a hot dog and stay around for an hour. You're going to be hooked. And just, try to support everybody you can, and everybody be safe and stay off the streets. If you're going to race on the track, and, try to use your head when you're out there, and everybody, be safe no matter what you're doing.
And try to bring the kids out to the events.
Yeah, bring kids out. I think drag racing gets a bad rap sometimes of being kind of a rebel sport where you see a lot of hooligans with tattoos and things like that. And you're going to see a lot of guys out there that look kind of rough, but everybody out there, if they're in drag racing, man, we're one big family. Nobody's out there to get anybody. They're gonna open you, take you in with open arms, and just go out to your drag strip and support your local drag strip.
Yeah. The drag racing, it's like one big family, like you said.
Yeah. I mean, me and you, we've never talked before, and we met up on Facebook. It's one of those things where, you kind of got an unspoken, I know who you are, kind of thing when it comes to drag racing, because all drag racers are good people at heart. Everybody's got some rotten eggs in anything they do, but if they're a true drag racer and they really love the sport, they're going to be as good as gold.
Good words. So I want to thank you again for your time, Jason.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Dave. It's been an honor.
No problem. Hope you had fun.
Yep, I sure did. And, good luck. And, don't forget to go to PWA660.com and support any way you can.
All right. Well, thank you again for your time, Jason. You have a great night.
All right. Thanks, Dave.
Bye-bye.